Hello everybody and welcome along to another episode of Group Chat, this time with Jayden, Sharyn and myself, Steph, and we are going to be dissecting, we are going to be chatting everything to do with Taylor Swift's brand new documentary out on Netflix called Miss Americana.
I feel really good about not feeling muzzled anymore, and it was my own doing.
There's nothing that feels better than this moment.
What are you doing?
I'm turning on my party shoes for vocals.
Good. We've never really gotten a good take without them, have we?
No.
Now, I want to know your opinion on this, Jayden. So, you saw the documentary, eh?
I sure did.
Out of 10, how much did you see the documentary? Full 10? Or like...
I heard.
Jayden, did you not watch
I
it?
heard Dom Megan Randall talking about it this morning.
Jayden!
Okay,
You literally
why are
had
you
one
here?
job this weekend.
Why are you here? We're
We're
discussing the whole
I just
documentary.
wanted to chat. I want to be with this group. I feel included here. I was going to have lunch, and then I was like, oh, you guys are here.
We were like,
We're
have you
all
seen the
hanging out.
documentary? You're like, yeah.
Anything
Cool.
to sit with you guys and just have a chat.
Sharyn, I want to know what your first initial thought is about it.
Feel so sorry for her. Like, I always, whenever I go to a concert, especially something like that, I'm like, man, I'd love to be that person just for one day to come out and do their show and all that sort of stuff. Now I'm like, man, I would much rather have my life than that. Like, she just seemed
Sad.
so lonely and sad. And it was like when she was in the studio talking to Joel Little about, he was like, oh, you know, if you want to have kids one day, and he goes, it just happens. And she was like, oh, stuff can't just happen in my life. If I want to have a baby, I have to like put it in a schedule.
Yeah, everything's 2 years scheduled in advance, right?
I was like, no thanks. That's just, no one should live like that.
Speaking of those kind of record sessions with Joel Little, did you notice, you would have noticed this watching the documentary, that she said that she hadn't tried a burrito until 2 years prior.
Which
Like,
was, yeah.
A burrito.
mind-blowing.
And when you live in America, you'd think burritos are everywhere. So I don't know why she didn't.
But do you think that was because of, do you think that maybe that was because she was like growing up in that kind of good girl era and she touched on the fact she had an eating disorder and things like that, that maybe that just wasn't in her regime of what she would eat? Like
Totally.
She would just be eating like
That must have
lettuce.
been it. But man, a life with no burritos and
Oh,
a life
bad time.
a life being lonely with no burritos. It sounds awful.
It was a really bizarre, like I never realized how lonely she was, but then also like watching all the clips that would come up of like news things and stuff that people had said, you're like, oh, they do read that stuff and they do hear that stuff. No wonder they're all effed up.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree with that stuff. When you watch, I'm not even kidding. Like when you see how like people, you know, when they start off young and they rise through, and you just got all this stuff coming at them from left, right,
Can't
boom,
be good
boom,
for
boom,
them, eh?
boom. Yeah, exactly. No wonder they dive into other things like, as a form of escape.
Yeah,
I
and it's
guess,
like
in a sense, from it
she's
all.
one of the lucky ones too. So it's kind of like if you look at Lindsay Lohan or Kanye West or whatever, who clearly had like mental health problems going on. People just made them worse. Like it was basically like going up to someone with a broken leg and just repeatedly kicking it.
Yeah.
Like just being a celebrity after watching that, I was like, no thanks. That is not the life anyone should live.
I came away from this documentary thinking I wasn't blown away by it. I was like, yeah, I wasn't dying to press play on it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like, damn, that was the best thing I've ever seen. So I don't know. Speaking of Kanye West, I wish they kind of talked about her side of that whole saga more, but she kind of brushed over it. She did kind of talk about her feelings and how no one really knew that was what affected her, because she thought that everyone was booing her when Kanye jumped up on stage at the MTV VMAs, but it was actually everyone was booing him.
The thing about that also annoyed me was seeing it again years later and just seeing the trophy people, the producers,
Do nothing.
Taylor Lautner, whatever. They all just stood there.
Yeah.
Like, Taylor Lautner was her boyfriend. Like they liked each other. Like, why would he not be like, hey, just come here. Like, it's going to be okay. It's fine.
If it was
Or
a
you
full
just hear a
moon.
producer come up at the end and be like, that was great, Taylor. It was so weird.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about one of the standout moments in this documentary for me. I say I wasn't blown away by the whole thing, but this one moment I loved.
Oh.
The meet and greet You know that
with
scene?
yeah.
The proposal.
proposal.
Remember the meet and greet? So there's this couple, and everyone's meeting and greeting Taylor Swift before the show, and there's this couple, and he goes on one knee and proposes to his partner, but the girlfriend like can't stop staring at Taylor Swift. It's like the awkwardest thing. And then Taylor Swift high fives them at the end. Like I just was like,
She would have had heads up on that though.
so cringy.
She's good in a meet and greet though, because she makes you feel so special. Like I've met her a couple of times in a meet and greet. And
what?
yeah, so I met her once in
Flex.
Chicago. I got flown to Chicago, and I got to hang out. I got to interview her, and then I got to go. Her management team were like, "Oh, she's a fan." So then they like took me to dinner, and I ate with them and their catering.
Oh
and
my gosh.
Sat with the family and the sound desk, and then they let me go up after all the photographers had finished. Let me go up by myself with my phone and take photos of Taylor Swift in like the photo pit by myself. Like it was the most amazing experience.
Whoa.
And then I met her again 6 months later when the tour finally came to Auckland, and I heard someone go, "Oh, that's Sharyn. You met her in Chicago." And then she came to me and we're like, "Hi." I was like, "Hi." And then if I hadn't heard that, I would have been like, "She's amazing.
She's remembered me.
But then she came over and she's like, "Wait, haven't we met before?"
see?
And I was like, "Yes." And she was like, "Where was Chicago?" And I was like, "God damn it, bitch, I thought you remembered me."
Oh my god, so good actress.
Yeah, but she was amazing, and she was like, "I love your necklace," and I was like, "That's what you said to me last time." You told everybody that you love your necklace. But she's so good at like making, even though somebody told her that, she just goes out of her way to make people's meet and greets so special.
You had that really special moment.
Whereas like there's other celebrities that come to New Zealand and you have to line up in a line, and then you walk behind them and they're like, "Hey."
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, and they don't even hug you, they don't even touch you, they stick their head over your shoulder. So I
point.
love seeing that in her meet and greet.
Let's talk about Joel Little. You're a friend of his. You've known each other for ages.
Well, he used to come into the Edge when he was on Goodnight Nurse.
That's amazing.
So he used to come up when we did the night show, Brad and I, we would ring them up and be like, "Hey man, do you guys want to come perform tonight? Do you guys want to come and do the top 20 with us? Do you want to do this idea?" And they would always come.
That's so
Wow.
cool.
And that
That's
dude
amazing.
is literally exactly the same when he used to come in and be like, "Hey, do you guys want to play our new Goodnight Nurse song too?" Now.
So, Joe Alwyn is Taylor Swift's boyfriend. You already know that, right? You don't
sure
have
did,
to
yep.
watch the documentary to know that. But he like wasn't really in it. There was like this one cute little scene where Taylor Swift's strumming on her guitar and mouths the words "I love you" to the person filming, and it's obviously Joe Alwyn. So that's really
Then there was
sweet.
like the montage of them together.
But like,
You wanted to hear him talk about Taylor Swift.
I want to hear Taylor Swift open up about how important. I mean, I know it's in her lyrics and I know it's in her songs and stuff, but
Love story.
But I want her to really connect with her fans.
But I feel like she did. She did talk about him more than she ever has before. She actually showed personal footage of him. But I totally get why she doesn't. Like, she's been every single relationship she's completely destroyed. Also, we look at people like, it's such a weird double standard because Beyonce and Jay-Z never go into depth about their relationship. They've never talked about the fact that Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. But we never ask of the same. Like, we never ask that, "Hey, Beyonce, you should be talking about Jay-Z more," because we accept that she told us enough in Lemonade. But we've been
That's a good
literally
point.
given Lover, which says everything that you could ever... We know how she like that we're in places they've had sex, but it's still not enough.
But hey, here's my 2 cents on the whole T-Swizzle. It seems very, very sad. So what I have heard about it, I know I didn't watch it, I'm sorry, ladies, but the part that I heard, actually, I felt very sad, which is, the reason I do this is because of insecurities, and the reaction that I get, like, makes me even more insecure. And I was like, that's horrible.
It was actually quite surprising to
She
me
did say that, by the way.
how much she seems to have it all together, right? Taylor Swift seems, from an outsider's point of view, like she's got everything together, but actually watching the documentary, you learn that she is just as insecure and, as anyone else. So that's quite an interesting
mental health,
revelation.
right? People always think you got to worry about the quiet ones, when it's actually the loud ones
Yeah.
are the ones you worry about because they're usually better at faking it. Like, you can come to work and be like, totally fine, then go home and cry in the shower and have
Yeah.
It's like sometimes we can do a radio show and you can be like, woo! And then when the songs are on, like Friday, the songs are on, and I was like sitting in the studio bawling my eyes out, then the mics are back on and you're like, woo! That's just like the diary. Sorry, that was probably really low in my mic. But that's just like the life of a performer. You can just flick it on and perform.
Yeah, and it was very interesting watching her kind of, that other part of her when the mics are off, but you still get to see that. Like at the very, very start of the documentary, the moment where she's on the phone and she finds out that she's not nominated for any Grammys.
Oh my God, that was so sad.
And she's like, it's fine, like, I just need to make a better album. And you could see, like, the hurt in her face.
Yeah.
That scene was really revealing, and I was like, yes, this documentary is going to be so good. And then it was just kind of meh. But yeah,
I actually really enjoyed it.
yeah, and it was okay.
I haven't seen
I
it.
liked it. I liked that it showed more than just a perfectly polished Taylor Swift. And I liked that, seeing a little bit more of that.
All right, so catch it on Netflix if you want. It's an interesting insight into Taylor Swift. You might go away thinking it was a bit meh, like me. You might love it like Sharyn, so go and make up your own mind. Maybe leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Maybe you watch it for the first time like Jayden and let us know.
Yeah.
And that is another episode of The Edge Group Chat. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for having me.